What women notice about a man when they see him out and about? Or what value does what value system does a woman take note about a man? And this is something that's sort of intrinsic to female nature, intrinsic to how women view themselves, very related to their solipsism, very related to their egocentrism, right? What does she notice about you? Well, to understand the female brain, you have to understand value system. Women are all about values, particularly how valuable is a man? In what way is he valuable, and how valuable he is? And when I say in what way is a man valuable, there's really two major value systems that women seek in a man. There's two or three value systems, or lack of value systems, I should say, that women will reject in a man. The systems that they will reject in a man, the value systems or the lack of value systems that they will reject in a man, are guys who are too nice, guys who are creepy, and guys who are losers. Guys who are too nice, guys who are creepy, and guys who are losers, right? Too nice is just comes across needy, it's too friendly, it turns her off, right? And in many cases, when guys are too nice, women consider them creepy, or they consider them losers if they're too nice. If they're creepy, you're just creepy. Like, creepy is just kind of speaks for itself, right? They don't want anything to do with creepy guys. It's just weird, right? We all kind of know what that is. Losers basically just are losers. They don't want anything to do with the loser. He's overweight, no money, ugly, dresses bad, no social status, right? Doesn't know how to, talk, no social skills, right? They don't want anything to do with that either, right? So it's all about value. So her two value systems, the main two value systems that women seek in a man is, one, the bad boy, or the guy who is just masculine. He's so Chad, he's so alpha. She wants to have sex right then and there. And this could be a variety of different type of guys. It's not like there's one archetype, like, oh, he has to be an alpha male, clean cut, polo shirt wearing guy, athletic. Like, not necessarily. He could be a Sigma guy. He could be an aloof Gamma guy who's skinny and dresses in plaid, or, it's any archetype that she deems attractive. Women have their types just like men have our types, right? So there's that guy. There's the guy, he really, whatever it is, he's kind of got a bad boy vibe about him. He's got confidence, whatever. He's kind of an individual, rugged, whatever. However he dresses or however he looks will fit that category. She wants to have sex with that guy. That's the first category that women value. The second category that women value is the guy who they want a long-term relationship with. He's not going to be so much the bad boy type, although women do, particularly when they're younger, they do want to have a long-term relationship with a bad boy type guy. Okay, but they get hurt and then they realize the bad boy type isn't really quite long-term material for various reasons. He might be, or she just might decide that, he's just too bad boy for me. I need somebody who's more docile. The long-term guy is more docile. He has value that is long-term. He has value that she can fit into the long-term categories, meaning he's got good social skills, he stands up straight, he dresses well, right? He's got money, he's got long-term provision, resources. He can raise kids. She can have kids with that guy. Those are the two guys that women value and seek. Those are the two guys that women want. So all game or all PUA or all self-improvement for men really just is going to fit into one of those two categories, or however you want to play it. Could be both of those categories depending on how good you are at being Batman, right? Being Bruce Wayne on the one hand and then being Batman on the other hand. Oh, that's not the greatest of analogies or metaphors, but anyway, right? You could be both those things if you learn how to play the game correctly, but anyway, that's another story. She wants one of those two guys, typically when she's in her fling zone or her sex mode when she's young, she wants the bad boy. Now, again, this is a loose interpretation. This is a loose archetype. She could have sex with different types of guys. She could have sex with a loser. She could even, some women are into creepy guys. There's something about creepy guys that turn women on because they're kind of perverted that way, believe it or not, right? And women will occasionally throw a nice guy a bone. So these aren't like, or let him throw her a bone, right? But these guys these rules aren't incredibly set in stone, but this is generally what women want and what women value, right? These are the things. So when you're out and about and she's checking you out or whatever, this is what she's looking for. These are the things that she's looking for. What kind of value do you bring to her, or what kind of value do you not bring? Should she stay away from you? Should she, right? And you'll know, because here's the thing. 98% of this is vibe. 98% of it is vibe. If you give off a negative vibe, you're doing bad in life. You feel like a loser. So when you go out, you feel like, I'm sure many of you have had these types of, experiences, these types of seasons, I could say, in your life where you are just down. You're just in a bad place. You're in a sunken place. You are just down bad. You got broken up with, you got dumped, or you lost your job, or you've been broke, or just guys go through shit. I mean, women do too, but not really in the same way guys do, because women have all kinds of support system. Women have all kinds of guys throwing them, money and attention, validation. It's really not the same thing. When women are depressed, it's really not the same thing. Women are usually depressed over like a guy who's not committing to them, or, she wanted a guy and he doesn't want her back, or that's usually what women are depressed over. Women are usually not depressed in the same way men are depressed. Women usually don't get depressed in an existential way, only if they really love a guy and he just cheats on them or he dumps them or so, and that does happen. But it's really not quite the same thing, because women could just jump on the next guy in like 5 seconds anyways. It's really not that long lasting. It's not the same thing. So if you're down bad, women can tell. It's all about your vibe, right? So, and you could fit into any of those categories at any time in your life. I've been in pretty much all of those categories at different times of my life, right? So she's gonna value you based on this, and this is her value system. This is how she is intrinsically in her female nature when she's out and about, or when she's checking guys out, or when she's on the dating sites, or when I've seen women, even when they're married and been in long-term relationships, they will still be attracted to you and check you out on this value system. Now, I remember when a couple years ago, I was online and I saw this picture of this guy who's like wearing a nice suit, walking down the street. He's got this smirk on his face. He sees this girl, and it's all in one panel, right? It's this drawing, and this woman, she's like a 10 out of 10. She's got a thin waist, big ass, great big titties, these nice plump lips, and there's a thought bubble from him. They're walking towards each other, they're eyeing each other. There's the thought bubble that he's got, and the thought bubble says, 36, 24 double D. She looks to be about 25 years old. She's hot, whatever, right? So he's sizing her up based on her looks, right? On her sexual attractiveness. And she's got a thought bubble too. And her thought bubble says, he looks to be about 30 years old, probably makes between 60 to 80,000 a year, maybe drives a nice car, he's nicely dressed, right? That's a great picture. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's online. You could probably find it somewhere, Google Images or whatever. It's a great picture because it shows the difference between the man and the woman's value systems, right? The men value the sexual attractiveness. They value the youth. They value the, ability to, all this translates to fertility. It's all kind of biological, right? We all know this. And then the woman is sizing the guy up based on his income, based on his ability to provide resources, right? So, but that's not 100% strict, cut and dry. Like, there's a lot more to it. Again, it's your vibe. It's, what kind of vibe are you putting out? Are you confident? Are you attractive? Are you a winner, right? This is kind of like biological, right? This is biological value systems, right? But the difference is that it's not really the same, because women are not judged based on their success, right? All they're judged based on is their attractiveness, right? So it's really not the same thing. So I just want you guys to be aware, just of the fact that this is how women value men, right? This is how you are being looked at all times by all, believe it, you think like, oh, nobody's looking at me. Nobody cares about me. I'm just this insignificant person. You might think that, or you might think like, I'm doing great, I'm a winner, whatever. You might not be cognizant of the fact that yes, people are checking you out. And yes, it's men and women to some extent. We all categorize, we all check everybody else out, when we're out and about. But you might notice, once you have this thought in your mind, once you have these red pill truths in your mind, you might start to notice how women check you out differently. If you're doing well, if you're in shape, if you dress well, she's going to be like, oh, look at this guy. Even if she's married, I've had women check me out when they had kids, at the store or whatever. Even if she's married, even if she got a long-term relationship, there's going to be a vibe there, and you might get eyes. Women are, particularly with this like Corona and stuff, because they're not getting the same kind of validation and attention. Like women they're out here, man. And so this is how they value a guy. So you got to understand that this is solipsism, though. This is female solipsism. This is her sort of, they're always looking for a better guy. Oh, is this guy better than the guy I got? And this is why, if you're ever married, you're ever in a long-term relationship, this is why we always say in the red pill, you can never relax. You can never fully trust, because her nature is always like, is this guy better? Is this guy better? Is this guy better? Is this guy better than the guy I got? Is this guy better than the guy I got? Right? It's always this kind of, she's always doing this kind of surveying, right? And I'm telling you, women are down for flings, man. They're down. And it's like, I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm saying, it's dangerous. You don't want to sleep with you don't want to sleep with the man's woman, but you'd be surprised. You start dressing well, you start, having your own little style about you, your own vibe, you get confidence, you start going out and, strutting around, right? In public or whatever. You'd be surprised, man. These women are checking you out, and it's always in the back of their mind. They read romance novels, women watch porn, they watch these Lifetime movies on cheating. Women are very, very nasty, man. So I'm just saying, like, they got fantasies. So believe me, it's just subtle. That's the difference, is it's subtle. And if you go through a loser phase and then you like looks max or hit the gym, dress better, whatever, you start having value. It's all about social value. You start having that kind of social value, women are going to notice. Women are going to take note, right? And I'm not trying to encourage that necessarily, because, it's like, do what you're going to do anyway, but I just want people to be aware of the red pill. I want people to be aware of how the female brain works, how they value men, right? So you probably didn't even notice. You're always getting put into one of those categories, if she even notices you, and if she's like takes note. This is, a lot of this is subconscious as well. But if she notices you enough to be like, oh, that's an attractive guy, she's putting you in one of those categories. She is valuing you or lack of valuing you, depending on your vibe, depending on the social expression that you have and that you're giving out. This is all stuff that a lot of men are not taught growing up. We're not taught any of this crap in school, for sure. We're really not taught that much, in our social groups by our parents or anything like that. This is stuff you got to learn as you go. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Just wanted to put that out there as a general red pill truth about female nature. Appreciate you listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.